What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at the tier 12 for the Catalyst of Change and how can you 3-star this challenge. We are going to take a look at the characters that we need to use, the positioning of the characters, their ISO weight, and which targets should you focus on in order to beat this challenge with 3 stars. And if you find information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. And if you are new to my channel, I really hope you consider subscribing, always with tomorrow strategies today, and that's why I was able to beat this challenge so early, even that most of people have not beaten it. Okay, so with all that said, let's take a look at the limitations that we have, and the recommendations are level 80, which is not available right now, tier 15, and 4 red stars on the members, and you can only take blasters. So this is very problematic, especially for this tier, because we have tons of damage coming from the enemies, so we have to adapt to the situation and choose characters that will help us to have as much sustain as possible, and that's also going to include the ISO 8 options. Okay, so the characters we have available and are remarkable are Black Bolt, Crystal, Electro, Lady Electro, and we have Ultron, Punisher, Falcon, we have Pyro, Cyclops. Thor is okay, not so great for this challenge. Cable is very good for this type of challenges, and who else do we have that is remarkable? Not many characters, maybe the Hydra Grenadier can be good for you, but yeah, so let's take a look at the positioning of the characters and the ISO 8 I use it, and also how I beat this challenge in a video I just did. Okay, so here we are, and as you can see, this was on the first time I beat this challenge. It took me 2 tries to realize what I had to do, and then it took me like 3 tries to get the right RNG so I could beat this, and of course I used my 150 IQ to beat this challenge, and you'll see, because everything I did makes sense, and you'll see why. So the characters that we are using is Falcon, Crystal, Black Bolt, Ultron, and Lady Electro. And in terms of ISO 8, Lady Electro as healer, then we have healer on Ultron, we have healer on Crystal, and we have a skirmisher on Falcon. Black Bolt is our striker. So the reason why I did this, it's Lady Electro, she's quite beefy and she's quite fast, so her healing will be very good, and it will apply to the other characters, of course. Ultron is very good as a healer, even that it doesn't have massive amount of HP, because the minions, the bots, are always giving him speed up, and also turn meter. He's going to have his turn very often. That will result in more healing done to the team. And Crystal, it's okay as a healer. You could also bring her as a raider or as a striker, that would be also helpful, or even as a skirmisher. I took her as a healer just to be a little bit more sustained. She's quite beefy as well, she's quite fast as well, so she and Lady Electro will be doing a nice amount of damage based on their speed and based on their stats. Then Falcon as the skirmisher. This is not the best option for Falcon. Usually you want to use him as a raider on the power armor team, but here, because we are doing a specific challenge, then it makes more sense to have him as a skirmisher, and Black Bolt as a striker, because it's the best option for him, no questions or no doubts there. So yeah, now in terms of positioning, we are using Falcon and Lady Electro in the corners, because they are the squishier characters. In terms of probability, there will be always a higher probability of the characters in the middle of being attacked rather than the characters in the corners. And Lady Electro and Falcon, they get HP boosts when they are with their teams. So if you have Dr. Octopus next to Lady Electro, she will have more HP, and the same goes for Falcon if he is together with Ironheart or with Iron Man or Rescue. But because we don't have any of those characters here, then we have to keep those 2 in the corners, and the beefier characters we keep in the middle. Crystal, she gets 50% extra HP when she is together with Black Bolt, and Ultron is not exactly the beefiest character, but because he has 2 lives, then we can keep him as well in the middle. Okay, so with all the strategy in terms of positioning, team composition, and ISO 8 explained, let's take a look at the video and see how exactly did I beat this challenge. And by the way, even that I had a decent RNG, I didn't have perfect RNG. There were many situations that I will tell you where things went wrong, and yeah, they could have been a lot better. Okay, so what's the problem with this challenge? So first we have Toad, and we have two blobs. Whenever the blobs will attack, Toad will assist, so that will result in slows, it will result in offense downs. And because we have two blobs next to each other, they are applying deflects to each other. And then we have shield security here also being a problem. Then we have hidden in the corner. War Machine is also a problem because if one of our characters goes below 50% HP, there is a 50% chance that they will get taunt, and then they can be focused by Killmonger or by Toad or one of the blobs. So as you can see, a lot of problematic stuff, and the shield security is already a pain in the ass to deal with when he just has defense up, but now he has a constant supply of deflects from these blobs that are next to him. And as you can see, even if you can get rid of the blob on the right, he's still going to give deflect to shield security, so that's quite problematic. And you have to pay attention because whenever you attack the blobs, they can counter attack, and when they counter attack they will apply slow to you, which is going to be a huge problem for your team. And of course the blob on spawn gets offense up for 2 turns, and the blob ultimate and the blob special attacks multiple targets. So as you can see, if we get one of those ultimates on the wrong place, we are going to get destroyed because the blob has massive stats plus offense up. It's a recipe for disaster. But that's exactly why we brought Lady Electro. She's very powerful against the Marauders and also against characters like Blob that give deflects to other characters, and she can also apply offense down for 2 turns, so that will nullify the offense up that the Blob has, and will also reduce the damage incoming from the War Machine, the Killmonger, and also reduce the focus and the damage from Toad. And that will result in us being able to keep our buffs, so whenever he does his ultimate we are able to resist a little bit more, and also resist whenever he applies slow and offense down. Okay, so with the strategy explained, let's take a look at the matchup. I apply offense down to all of the characters. It's offense down for 2 turns, so that will give us a lot of time. Now with Falcon, because we are facing the blob, we do the special. That will give us 1000 or almost 1000 turn meter. It was only 800 actually. And now with Crystal, we are going to use the special, so you can remove as many deflects as possible. But this is not exactly the best option. You could do the basic and it would be fine, because the characters we want to focus on right now is the blobs, and they only have 1 deflect. So you can do the special or the basic, it will be fine. Probably the basic will be a better option, but we also remove the deflects from the other characters, so I guess I don't know exactly. Okay, so with Black Bolt we can double tap, and thanks to the ISO 8. And this was the first time things went wrong, or I don't know exactly, because it shows that he still has the taunt. And my intention was to remove the taunt so I could focus on the other characters, but it was fine. Okay, so with Falcon you want to do single target damage, so the blobs don't counter attack you. And then there is some kind of problem with the bots. The bots don't go fast enough. So Ultron, he will only have 2 buffs, and when you are in a situation like this, you don't want to do his ultimate, you want to do the basic, so you can remove the taunt maybe and remove those deflects. Okay, so as you can see, now we want offense up to go for Black Bolt, but as you can see I didn't got offense up on Black Bolt, and that's why I said the RNG on this match was terrible, but still I was able to beat it. Okay, now we have 2 characters with taunt. I decided to focus on the second blob to get him a little bit lower. Now we have 3 buffs on Ultron, so we focus on the blob, try to do some damage. And now the blob did his ultimate in the middle, and that's what you want, because the beefier characters are in the middle, and Crystal can also heal herself. So that's exactly how everything has to go in terms to beat this. And now we have Lady Electro with offense up. She can attack multiple times with her special, and that's why we use her to remove those deflects from the characters, plus doing a lot of damage. Okay, so we were stuck behind that guy, the shield security. Once again, single target with the Falcon. Now we have two characters with vulnerability, so they will take 10% more damage. Now we were able to get the shield security down on 25% and also the blob, but the blob is way beefier and we were not able to do it. And right now we have two toads, so now the second toad is going to do his ultimate. He's going to apply taunt to the other blob and he's going to remove our buffs. Unfortunately we were not able to offense taunt him, but you need to pay attention to this because yeah, it's going to be a problem. And the other toad was extending the negative effects, but we didn't have any, so it's not a huge problem. Now the Killmonger doing a lot of damage, we were able to survive. The second toad removing the buffs, like I said, and now we just have to focus on the second blob and then we can finish off with all of them. Third meter to all our characters, so even that we have slow on Black Bolt and on Ultron, we are still able to do our abilities. Now Crystal applying slow. Oh, she didn't. She only applied bleed. Summon the bots. Maybe now we can get offense up on Black Bolt. Let's see. Okay, I did his ultimate earlier than that, but it was fine. So even without the offense up, Black Bolt was able to get rid of the second blob. And as soon as that blob is gone, we can just finish off these two toads because they are not dangerous without the blob. So yeah, that's it. Very easy. I focus on the second one that has more HP, the other one has the vulnerability, so it's fine. Now Crystal applying the slow and Black Bolt finishing off, and then just for the show off, Lady Electro with the ultimate finishing off the last toad. And that's it, 3 stars on the Catalyst of Change challenge. Okay, so taking a quick look at the characters that we have available, could we make anything better? I don't think so. I think it's just in terms of gear. I think those are the perfect ISO weight and abilities that we need in order to beat this challenge. Lady Electro was the queen of this match. All that offense down make a huge difference for us. Then Falcon with his special giving us a lot of turn meter, and Crystal doing a nice amount of damage. Maybe we could use Cable instead of Crystal, because as you saw, Black Bolt on his own was quite beefy enough, and Cable is able to turn, rewind and clear buffs from the enemies, so that would be very important as well. So it's a second option, but this, as you saw, was definitely a very good option as well. So it's all going to depend on the gear that you have on these characters and also on the red stars and yellow stars that you have in each of them. So that's going to be the video, guys, the tier 12 for the Catalyst of Change. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. If you found the information on this video helpful, make sure it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, I really hope you consider subscribing, always with the best strategies as you just saw. And yeah, I will catch you guys later.